I think that if you're just continuously watching what other people do and you just stick with that, you're going to just be mediocre. Your
Hmm.
business won't stand out. You won't be
Hmm.
unique. You won't have more profit than anybody else. I mean, you're going to just be average.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So Joy, tell us, because you do own several
Yeah.
businesses, this is what you do in crisis time? You cut sales and marketing?
No, I do the opposite of what everybody else does. So, I mean, if you want, probably the best advice in business is just do the opposite of what the masses do, right? Most businesses are going to fail. Most businesses don't make, serious money. And so if you want that outcome, then do what they do. If you want a better outcome, then do the opposite. So, for example, in one of my companies, we do marketing and advertising for wedding venues, and then we happen to be partners in 5 wedding venues. And so I'm involved in the operations. I know the business. And so when everybody cut down in COVID because they couldn't do events, they couldn't give tours at the venue, because of all those things, we doubled our ad spend and we took all of their market share.
Wow,
And
very
then
impressive.
they
Well
had to
done.
go fight to start to come back. And so we doubled down again. And so
Wow.
from where COVID started, we doubled down and then doubled down again. We were so far ahead of everybody else. They still, years later, can't catch up because we took so much market share. Our brand awareness grew so massive during that time. And we just did the opposite. Everybody's pulling out. I just noticed like, man, there's less ads of these people. There's less going on. Let's just push it and let's just see what we can do. Let's just be different. Let's pivot. I think that if you're just continuously watching what other people do and you just stick with that, you're going to just be mediocre. Your
Hmm.
business won't stand out. You won't be
Hmm.
unique. You won't have more profit than anybody else. I mean, you're going to just be average. And so if
Hmm.
you want an extraordinary business, stop following the masses. And that goes also for like shiny object stuff. Like there's stuff everywhere on the internet. You get on, and I'm sure, there's everybody's selling you some marketing tactic, tool, and strategy. And the reality is that it's the very simple things that actually generate the most. Like
Hmm.
there isn't that much to it. It's marketing, it's advertising, and it's sales. And when you start to confuse it with all of these shiny objects and you start to try to do things that don't really make sense yet, you're wasting time. So let the masses push. When something unique pops out, then you'll be ready to take advantage of that.
Hmm. And then Joe, there is something that you describe in your 5-step process, which is I don't know, develop something, yeah, or something simple, and ask to a group of people if they will like it and they will pay for it, and they go back and develop further. And I think this concept is really really powerful, especially we face a lot of challenges with the tech entrepreneurs. I mean, with the entrepreneurs in general, right? Because everyone that starts going in business, they are very product centered. So they say, okay, I have this product, I have this wonderful product that is gonna save the world. This product is amazing, so innovative. Nobody has it. It's so unique. And entrepreneurs of them have the misconception that people will come and buy it
Yeah.
just because the product is good. And this is way too far from reality. And on the other hand, Joy, I think that the way that you describe, and this is how business is today, right?
Yeah.
I think that a good approach, if you want to start a new business, would be, I don't know, start and grow a community. Ask
Yeah.
that community if they will like to buy this product and how much they want to pay. And then that community will communicate with you and we tell you, hey, we like it. Actually, we're willing to pay something for it. and then exactly what you described, you go back and you develop because you already have a community, a group of people
So I
that
think there's one caveat to the way you're explaining it though. I don't ask people if they would buy it. I ask them to buy
buy
it.
it.
If they don't exchange money, it's still worth nothing.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
if you ask somebody if I have a good idea, 9 out of 10 times they're going to tell you yes. And the reason is because people are nice. For the most part, people are nice. You will very rarely get objective truth out of people when you are presenting something that you have passion about. You will rarely get objective truth that can actually help you. So what you're going to get is you're going to get people, yeah, 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 that's great. Yeah, 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 keep going with it.
Until they
The
don't buy
problem
it.
is
Until they
the
don't
problem
buy
is
it.
then you're going to go invest your time and money to go develop whatever it is that you're going to build. And then you're screwed.
100%,
And
yeah.
that's why, like, if it's a software, if it's something that requires investment, if you can pitch it and get somebody to give you money, right, an investment, okay, you're onto something, right?
Absolutely.
You're
You
onto
can
something.
literally
However,
pre-sell it, Joe.
you've
You
got to
can even
yeah,
you
and then
pre-sell
you
the product,
pre-sell.
right?
I
Exactly.
mean, yeah, that's
Nothing
what
is
kicks.
stopping you for you to selling it. You take the money, then you use this money that you develop it, right?
That's right. And it's
Yeah,
even easier with a service-based business
absolutely. Yeah.
because you can just figure out how to fulfill the service.
Mhm.
And it's not that difficult. And you can iterate it over time and continue to improve it while you're collecting money from people.
Mhm. But
And
then
so,
you
yeah,
apparently this is a and you can see people following this model even if you are 20 years old and you do follow this model that we're describing today. You can knock out a business with 20, 30, 40 years experience and nobody don't even understand what's going on. Like in this DNA we live now where we have young entrepreneur wiping out industries and other entrepreneurs that have been there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years with a lot of experience, a lot of market share. They're totally getting either wipe out or have a very, very strong competitor really fast, and nobody understands what's going on. And the reason is because they did start in the traditional way. I mean, they open a store,
yep,
people start to jump into this store. That's how they buy another store, and then people keep growing organically like that. Very little innovation, very little understanding about social media, building a community, X, Y, and Z, and then somebody comes with a new strategy, adopting all these new technologies, and all of a sudden, the those businesses are totally disrupted. Look what happened
yeah,
with Uber, Airbnb, all these businesses that
right.
in the food delivery companies
Well, I mean, one
also.
of the best examples of that is the Netflix Blockbuster,
There you go.
right? That one
Absolutely.
right there. Netflix went to Blockbuster and said, "Buy what we're trying to sell," and they said no. And then now Blockbuster doesn't exist. And so it's just, if you're talking about older people who have been entrepreneurs for a long time and
They thought
like
that
they
they
have to
could do
adapt.
better. They did. They thought, Joe, that they could do better. They did have the infrastructure. They did have the money. They have
Absolutely.
everything.
But
So
they weren't willing to adapt to the market that exists today, right? Or at that time. And I think that's what is different now is, people are hoping that they're adapting, but what they're doing is they're just following and they're following other people and they're just following the masses and they're doing exactly what everybody else is doing. And you can look at it from a sense of even prospecting, right? When people are doing outreach and you're receiving, go check your phone and tell me you don't have a LinkedIn message from somebody trying to sell you something. You don't have text messages from somebody trying to sell you something or emails, and everybody's doing the exact same thing. And since everybody's doing the exact same thing, they're getting basically the exact same results, and then they can't figure out why their business won't grow. So be different, do something different. Like,
yeah.
yeah, it's just not that complicated in business. You just have to be a little bit different. You have to be willing to do something that somebody else won't do. Maybe even it looks weird in the beginning, and but don't follow the masses. Like I always say, if everybody's going right, go left. If everybody's going
Yeah.
left, go right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And now, Joe, let's talk about the this business that you partner with. With the wedding venue services. I think I find it fascinating. The these markets, because basically, when somebody is getting married, I mean, it's not that money is not a problem. However, most of the time in this market, people want the perfect wedding, and so it's not about money. People are not. Nobody's gonna come and ask you, okay, I want my way to be as cheap as possible.
It does
People,
happen.
eventually.
It does happen.
But for most of the people, it's a special day, and they want to have, let's call it, the most value for the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it's what we call it a market, that because it's happened once, right? Um, People are willing to spend more if you can offer something amazing for them.
Yep.
So we can call it, it's very close to a luxury market. It's not
Sure.
not luxury product. However, have some elements for the luxury product where the customer they will be less resistant to spend more if the value is communicated effectively. In this case, the venue. So, how you tap into this market, and how has been your experience so far?
I mean, I would say that unless somebody really loves weddings, don't get into the industry, because it's just a different industry. It's a challenging industry because there's a lot of people vying for the same market. There's only so many people that are engaged at one time. So if you're in the business of like, so we own wedding venues. So if like we
You
have to
bought the
compete
venues.
against,
You guys
yeah,
bought the
so
venues. Wow.
so we partnered up. We have five that I'm a partner in, and then I own a marketing agency that services venues. And so the interesting thing is, just as we've built the business and we've grown, we've just watched the competition explode. And people get into the wedding industry kind of for the wrong reason. They don't understand business. And so then it muddies the waters and it makes things very complicated. But all in all, I mean, the wedding industry is great. It has a lot of upside to it. It is also a very challenging industry, just simply because typically venue owners didn't get into it for the business. They got into it because they like weddings. Well, when they put their life savings into a venue and they're investing, basically everything they have, this has to succeed. And when they don't know enough about business, it takes a lot of education and teaching in order to get them to understand simple things like marketing.
Mhm.
A good example is just the mere concept of advertising is so foreign that they want to sell somebody a $20,000 wedding, but they only want to spend $200 a month on advertising.
Mhm.
And so just that like
It doesn't add up.
misconception,
It doesn't add up.
it doesn't make any sense.
100%.
Right? Like it just doesn't. And if you look at cost per, you can go through all of the data, the cost per lead, the cost per closed deal, like all those things. It's fascinating that, I've been in this industry for a decade, and like just watching how as new people come into the industry, they still just don't understand. And so it's like, it's very much like on repeat, and it feels like it's a lot of the same, but, yeah, it's an interesting market, and I don't advise anybody to join it just because it's more challenging than people think. They think, like you kind of iterated, is that, well, there's a bunch of money in the market, right? People will spend a ton of money, but you realize like that money has to spread across all of these different vendors. It has to spread
Absolutely.
across all of these different things. And so
Absolutely.
who gets how much of it is the challenge.
Follow us for more interviews with the world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.